Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Officer, I'm not doing anything wrong, sir. I said I'm not doing anything wrong. That's not your officer.
All right, no worries. Is that why you got the GoPro on?
Yes, sir, I know my rights.
No, you know what I'm saying? Is that why you got the GoPro on?
It is. Well,
no. For me to stop you?
No, sir. No, absolutely. I open carry every day.
You have a license to carry on?
I'm not going to answer that question, sir.
All right, no worries. Stand right there.
Okay.
14-foot B1. Excuse me, 14-foot B6. Pull me out on the 7900 block of Fayette. I'm at Fayette and Vernon Road. I have about 1 mile to run as soon as I get back up. All right, so what I need you to do is, you said you don't have a license to carry?
I didn't say that.
All right, I'm asking, do you have a license to carry?
Officer, I say that's not.
No, my question is, do you have a license to carry? Yes, no?
I'm not answering that.
Okay, no worries.
I have my Fifth Amendment right says I don't have to answer.
You're absolutely right. All right, so can you just just keep your hands, I guess, away from your waist. That'll be fine.
Okay, well, why are you asking me to do this, sir?
Because you have a gun on your hip, sir.
Okay, that's not a crime.
Okay, you're right. It's not a crime. However.
License and Inspection Review Board in Re. 28,160 James Moody, November 8, 2016. City of Philadelphia License and Inspection Review Board Firearms Appeals Hearing Date, Tuesday, November 8, 2016. Location, Criminal Justice Center, 1301 Filbert Street, Room 408, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Reported by Serena A. Stotts. Court Reporter Appeal Number 28,160 James Moody. Held before Kenneth Woodson, Chairman Stephen Pettit, Board Member Jesse Cohen, Board Member Rachel Gallegos, Board Member also present, James Moody, Appellant Adam Kraut, Esquire for Appellant Bradford A. Richman, Esquire, Counsel for City of Philadelphia Gun Permit Appeals Officer Green, Gun Permit Unit Officer Cave, Badge number 4068 Deborah Richardson, Court Administrator, Strello and Associates, Inc. 215, 504, 4622. License and Inspection Review Board in Re. 28,160 James Moody, November 8, 2016. Index Witness, Officer Cave, Witness sworn. Examination by Mr. Richman. Appellant Miraley Green, Witness sworn. Examination by Mr. Richman. Mr. Kraut. James Moody, Witness sworn. Examination by Mr. Kraut. Mr. Richman. Page Direct 5, 31 cross 18, Direct 34 cross 35, Direct 41, 75 cross 53. Strello and Associates, Inc. 215, 504, 4622. License and Inspection Review Board in Re. 28,160 James Moody, November 8, 2016. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Proceedings, whereupon all officers were sworn in. The clerk, case number 11, appeal number 28,160, James Moody, Chairman. Good afternoon, Mr. Moody. You have attorney of record, Mr. Kraut. Yes, sir, my name is Adam Kraut. I represent Mr. Moody, Chairman. Okay, Mr. Moody, can you raise your right hand so that you may be sworn? James Moody, having been duly sworn according to law, was examined and testified as follows. Chairman, I just ask, in your responses, that you be clear so that the court reporter can record your responses. Mr. Richman, here representing the City of Philadelphia, will put on several witnesses. As your right, your attorney, page 3, Strello and Associates, Inc. 215-504-4622, License and Inspection Review Board in Re. 28,160 James Moody, November 8, 2016. One can cross-examine those witnesses based on their testimony. We will then proceed to 3, make a decision and take a vote by the full board. 5. Also, I have one additional 6 statement I need to make before I begin 7. Today's hearing. As you know, we're here 8 today to consider an appeal of the 9 revocation of your firearms license. Due to the nature of these cases, the appellant 11 is afforded certain privacy rights. We, 12, therefore, request that any party in 13 attendance who wishes to record these 15 proceedings disclose that fact before we 15 proceed any further. 16. Do you have any desire to record 17 today's proceeding? 18. Mr. Kraut, number, I would just 19 like to get the court report is 20 information prior to us leaving. 21. Chairman, okay. And 20 to acknowledge on the record that any right to 23 privacy lost as a result of such recordings. 24 is waived. Okay. Page 4, Strello and Associates, Inc. 215-504-4622, License and Inspection Review Board in Re. 28,160 James Moody, November 8, 2016. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Mr. Kraut, understood. Chairman, second, we understand that the firearm appeals may, in some cases, include constitutional arguments. Such arguments are, however, not within the board's jurisdiction and will not be a basis for any decisions reached here today. You will, however, be permitted to state any constitution arguments on the record in order to preserve them for appeal. Mr. Kraut, understood. You're Mr. Richman. Thank you. 10, 11, 12 on a 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 on a 23, 24. Chairman, thank you very much, Mr. Richman. Mr. Kraut, Your Honor, if I may, I just wanted to make a couple preliminary objections. Chairman, Mr. Richman starts, and then you can do that. Mr. Kraut, understood. Your direct examination, page 5, Strello and Associates, Inc. 215-504-4622, License and Inspection Review Board in Re. 28,160 James Moody, November 8, 2016. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Division 8A9, Badge 4068. I am assigned to 2B in the 14th 10 District. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 and 24. State your name. A. Officer Cave. Q. Your badge number and district. Or Officer Cave. C.A. V as in Victor. E.Q. I want to direct your attention to the 11th of May, 2016. Were you a Philadelphia police officer on the date? A. Yes, I was, sir. Q. Did you have occasion on the date to come into contact with one James Moody, who is standing a couple spaces to our left? A. Yes. Standing to the left of the defense, a tall male in a grey suit. Q. Where did that contact take place? A. On the 1400 block Vernon Road, sir. Q. What brought about your contact with A? I observed a male running down the page 6 by Mr. Richman. Q. The city calls Officer Cave. Please. Strello and Associates, Inc. 215-504-4622, License and Inspection Review Board in Re. 28,160 James Moody, November 8, 2016 Street. And he had a firearm on his right hip. Q. How was he otherwise dressed? A. He had on jogging attire and a GoPro camera strap affixed to the center of his chest. What was he doing physically? Walking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Q. 6. Running. Page 7, 7, 8, 9. A. He was running. Sir. Q. Did he appear to be jogging? A. He stated he was jogging. Q. The firearm that you observed on his, was it concealed in any way? A. No, sir. He actually had it strapped to his shirt, which was bloused over his shorts, holster on his right hip. Q. Are you familiar with the open carry in Pennsylvania? A. Yes, I am, sir. Q. So what happened after you first noticed 10-11 hip, 12-13 over 14 ENA 15-16 laws 17-18-19 him standing on the street or walking on the 20th street with a firearm 21A? I was not sure. I didn't think he had 22 a license to carry. I wasn't sure. I approached 23 him. I noticed he had a GoPro camera on. I asked 24 him if he had a license to carry a firearm. He Strello and Associates, Inc. 215-504-4622, License and Inspection Review Board INRI, 28,160 James Moody November 8, 2016 1 refused to give me any information whether he was too licensed to carry or not, or whether he had it on 3 him or not, what his first name was, what his date 4 of birth was. He refused to give me any 5 identification or notification as to if he was 6 licensed to carry or if he had obtained one from 7 the city or any surrounding counties. 8Q. How many times would you say during the 9 course of this transaction you asked him if he had 10 a firearms license? 11A. Sir, respectfully, I asked him a dozen 12 plus times. Easy. 13Q. He stated definitively he was not going for teen to provide that information. 15A. He stated many things, sir, his 16 overall. The objective, he would not give me 17 anything that would help me to verify if he was 18 licensed to carry or not. In fact, he told me I-19 was required to produce to him 3 forms of ID. 20Q. Did you have any way when, by looking 21 at this individual with a firearm openly displayed 22 on his hip, did you have any way to tell whether 23 or not he had a valid license to carry? 24A. No, sir, I did not know. I would not. Page 8. Strello and Associates, Inc. 215-504-4622, License and Inspection Review Board INRI, 28,160 James Moody November 8, 2016 1 Assume. Page 9 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 Q. If, in fact, he had produced a license to carry, do you have any way to tell by looking at the license? A. No. Q. Let me finish. Whether or not it's valid. A. No, sir, there's no way for me to tell it's valid. I would have to contact police radio and just run his credentials that's on his license to carry, and they would come back and verify, 1, if he has one, and 2, if it's valid as of the current date. Q. And let's assume hypothetically that he gave you, he said I don't have my license to carry, but he gave you his name. Can you identify by name and address or name and birth date or something like that? Would you then be able to determine whether or not at least that permit was issued to him? A. Yes, sir. If I were to have his last name, first name, and date of birth, I would have notified police radio of that information. They would have checked on their system and would have Strello and Associates, Inc. 215-504-4622, License and Inspection Review Board INRI, 28,160 James Moody November 8, 2016 1 responded back to me over police radio whether or to not, 1, he had a license to carry, and 2, if 3 it was valid as of the date. 4Q. Have you had similar situations in your 5 police work regarding open carry individuals? 6A. Open carry, number. I had 1, actually 7 after my encounter with Mr. Moody, and that 8 gentlemen, he handed me his license to carry, I-9 ran his information. It was on that same block. 10 prior to that, I've had several people who either 11 I stopped on car stops or had other police 12 encounters with who notified me of their license 13 to carry and willfully handed me their license to 14 carry. Page 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 Q. Had Mr. Moody provided his license to carry or at least provided his name and identifying information, what would have happened? A. Paperwork there, and I would have done my required police and, well, not with him standing, would have just let him go if it was valid, and I would send him on his way, sir, and complete my required police paperwork. Q. Sorry, your required paperwork is that any time you stop a pedestrian you have to make a Strello and Associates, Inc. 215-504-4622, License and Inspection Review Board INRI, 28,160 James Moody November 8, 2016 1 Record 2A that's correct, so 3Q you have, you're aware, are you not? Page 11 4 5 6 7 8 9 that the video Mr. Moody was taking has been posted on AQ YouTube, is that correct? Sadly, yes, sir. Have you watched it? Yes, sir. A portion of it. Is it the entire 10 incident 11 12 13 14 15 16 so 17Q at least with regard to the portion 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 that's on YouTube? Does it appear to be accurate? The portion that you can watch on YouTube. A what? Q. Does it appear to be an accurate recording of your conversation? A. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is an accurate recording. Minus the breaking news stuff. Q. It stops. A. No, sir. Not at all. Does Mr. Moody explain why it stops when a video, that his camera ran out of battery life? He states, among other things on the Strello and Associates, Inc. 215-504-4622, License and Inspection Review Board INRI. 28,160 James Moody November 8, 2016 1 2 3 4 and 5 that he put on the back, front end and to be continued on the back end. Page 12Q all right. How did this interaction at some point in time? We, honestly, 6 like I said, over 12.5 times. We 7 tried to get him to verify if he had a license to 8 carry or any basic information to verify. We 9 notified him we were going to temporarily detain him as he, not detain him, put him in 11 handcuffs temporarily as we were going to remove 12 the firearm and try to ascertain who he was. 13Q. How did you remove the firearm? 14A. Because God forbid we verify who he is. 15 and he comes back wanted or he's a felon. Or 16. Anything. It could have been anything. Sir, I'm 17 not going to stand there, although there was a 18 lot of officers there, just for his safety and our 19 safety. He was put in handcuffs. He wasn't 20 forced. He put his hands behind his back. He was 21 gently put in. We verified his information. And 22 then, just as easy, we took the handcuffs off of 23 him. We handed him his gun back. We handed him 24 his magazine back. And we handed him his bullets. Strello and Associates, Inc. 215-504-4622, License and Inspection Review Board INRI. 28,160 James Moody November 8, 2016 and all his other personal information. Q. Was there anything at all that he had this interaction began that he did not have? 1 back 2 3 when 4 in his possession when this interaction ended. 5 did he walk away with all of his property? Page 13 6 7 8 9 A. Yes, he had 100% of everything. Q. The police didn't. A. Number. He was. There were allegations in video, sir, that he was put in handcuffs 10 that 11 forcefully. That's completely false. There were 12 allegations that he was robbed of his wallet and 13 we stole his gun or vice versa. That is 14 absolutely false. None of those things are true. 15 16 dupe 17 18 19 20 talking about shooting me in my head in front of 21 my kids, holding a gun rally to my post. Someone 22 mentioned about a hitman. 23 Q. These are comments that are left by 24 people who watched the video. Q. Does the placing of this video on you cause you any personal concern? A. Yes. I've been threatened to be killed. Q. When was that? In what manner was that? A. On social media. There have been people. Strello and Associates, Inc. 215-504-4622, License and Inspection Review Board INRI. 28,160 James Moody November 8, 2016 Yes, sir, there are a lot of comments, aren't A. Yes. Q. Do you know approximately how many? A. Over 3,000 at this point. I had to stop looking at them, sir. I just put a brand new Storm 1A2Q3 there. Page 14 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 Security system on my home and a brand door for my kids. At any time during this interaction, Q. Especially when he was in handcuffs, did you transport him any distance away from the scene of the interaction? A. No, not at all, sir. He stood right there in handcuffs. We didn't even walk him to the car. I just ran his information. It came back clear, and he was good to go. Q. How did you end up getting his information? A. We frisked him, in the event that we were going to have to take him in, and he had a wallet in his back pocket. I saw his driver's license. I believe it was in his wallet, and I ran that. While I was running that, one of the Strello and Associates, Inc. 215-504-4622, License and Inspection Review Board INRI, 28,160 James Moody, November 8, 2016 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 Q. How long did this entire interaction 10 take? 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 A. From start to finish, about 35, maybe 40 minutes. We were very patient with him, sir. Q. The video that's on YouTube is approximately how long? A. I think like 18 minutes, 20 minutes. Then it cuts to him, I think in his house or basement or somewhere. Sir, Mr. Richman, thank you. I have no further questions. Mr. Cohen, I have a quick question for you. Going back to your testimony that you just gave about the threats on the videos there, does that cause you concern for your safety? And the officers came back, and he had his license to carry in his front pocket. Page 15Q. Based on that, you could then call in and see if it was valid. A. I already ran it via his driver's license. Once we saw his physical license, it was physically there, and it also came back at that point in time over the radio. Strello and Associates, Inc. 215-504-4622, License and Inspection Review Board INRI, 28,160 James Moody, November 8, 2016 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 Safety of your family. The witness, my kids mainly. Sir, Mr. Cohen, how old are your kids? I won't ask any details on the record other than just age. The witness, 14, 11, and 20. Mr. Cohen, okay. Chairman, sir, do you have any cross-examination? Mr. Kraut, I do. May I make my preliminary objections now, or would you prefer I wait? Chairman, well, actually, if you're going to put on a case, I'd rather you then reserve those when you start your case. Mr. Kraut, I'm not certain I'm going to, Your Honor, but if you would like, I could wait until... Chairman, yeah, why don't you cross him? And if you have anything, Mr. Kraut. However, Your Honor's page 16 Strello and Associates, Inc. 215-504-4622, License and Inspection Review Board INRI, 28,160 James Moody, November 8, 2016 1 would like to run this to Mr. Richman. I would ask that, 3 if he has a preliminary objection, that he 4 be permitted to put them on the record. 5 Chairman, we're fairly 6 flexible. 7 Mr. Kraut. Your Honours, first, 8 I would preliminarily object on the fact 9 that we can't have a hearing on the 10 underlying revocation, as it was invalid to 11 begin with. If you look at the 12 administrative law, it's 2 packs, section 1355. 553 states that no adjudication of a 14 local agency shall be valid as to any part 15 unless he shall have been afforded 16 reasonable notice of hearing and 17 opportunity to be heard. 18 My client had his license to 19 carry revoked prior to any hearing. The 20 agency has already made a determination 21 without complying with any of those 22 standards. So this hearing has no basis as 23 the agency has already made the 24 determination. Page 17 Strello and Associates, Inc. 215-504-4622, License and Inspection Review Board INRI, 28,160 James Moody, November 8, 2016 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 Second, I'd like to object to the hearing on the basis that the notice lacks specificity as to why my client's license was revoked. It lacks specificity to allow my client to adequately prepare defense for this hearing in violation of his right to due process. Section 6109 of the Uniform Firearms Act in Carpet v. Wheatnut, Ph. makes it clear that notice must be specific as to any reasons for revocation. Third, the revocation of my client's license to carry firearms really is invalid as it was revoked without him being afforded an opportunity to be heard prior to his deprivation of his license to carry firearms. I would like to note these are ongoing, and that way I don't have to interrupt anymore for those. Chairman, okay, so noted. Cross-examination, page 18 Strello and Associates, Inc. 215-504-4622. License and Inspection Review Board in Re. 28,160 James Moody November 8, 2016 1 by Mr. Kraut. Page 19 2Q3K4A5Q6789 Good morning, or afternoon, officer. Good afternoon, sir. To start, when you saw Mr. Moody running down the street when you came out of what appears, from the video anyway, you came out of a store, you stopped him because you saw a firearm. Is that correct? 10, 11, 12 outside. That's correct, sir. For the record, I was not coming out of a store. I was already 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, correct? Q. You were already outside. Was it your sole basis for stopping Mr. Moody that you had seen him running with a firearm? I had to check if he was licensed to carry, sir, when I viewed the firearm. Yes, sir. Q. So the reason you stopped him was because he was carrying a firearm? Yes, sir. Q. Upon your initial contact with Mr. Moody, I believe you mentioned that you asked him if he had a license to carry firearms. Strello and Associates, Inc. 215-504-4622. License and Inspection Review Board in Re. 28,160 James Moody November 8, 2016 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 Yes, sir. Q. Did Mr. Moody ask you why you were stopping him? 24 The Police Academy that, upon demand from a policer, I license. Q. Is it your understanding that in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania it is legal to open carry a firearm? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 officers. It is legal to carry a firearm in the state of Pennsylvania. However, in the city of Philadelphia, which is a city of the first class, a license to carry a firearm or concealed carry permit, which is I guess is what it's called, in the counties is required upon request by police. QOK. You, upon request of a police officer. Do you know what statutory provision that comes from 1920, 21, 22A? I cannot quote the statute. So 23Q. Is that something that you're taught in page 20AQA? Yes, sir. And your response to that was, because he had a firearm on his hip, wanted to check to verify if he had it to carry. Strello and Associates, Inc. 215-504-4622. License and Inspection Review Board in Re. 28,160 James Moody November 8, 2016 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 Officer, an individual must show you their license to carry firearms. It's dual. Sir, I had a license to carry prior to becoming a police officer, as well as becoming a police officer. I learned that. Yes, sir. Page 21Q. Mr. Moody, the video I guess during your interaction with, and you mentioned that you did watch as far as the part that captured the actual interaction on the street prologue, and the part where Mr. House out of the perimeter, but that the actual footage from the street is accurate. Correct will be the Moody as it is. You did confirm YouTube video on a yes, sir, but just a portion of it is displayed. Yes, sir. Mr. Kraut, Your Honours, I do have a thumb drive with it on it, if you would like it for your records. Chairman, you have one to give us. Mr. Kraut, I can leave it with you, if you'd like. Mr. Richman, do you want Strello and Associates, Inc. 215-504-4622, License and Inspection Review Board in Re. 28,160 James Moody November 8, 2016 1 Leave it with them 8 to have it 9 The record 10 in the file and kept as part of so that we have it. Mr. Kraut, currently, yes. I-13 Honours, if 14-15 have away 16 I give it to you now. Chairman, we'll take it. Do we to mark it as evidence? Mr. Kraut, I don't have any way, Mr. Kraut. That's fine. I the thumb drive back. I put it I don't need. Mr. Cohen, I'm going to ask a 2-3 don't need 4 on the drive 5-6 question just to be clear. You're not 7 asking us to watch it now. You're asking the 11th of May ask you to watch it depending upon a 12 couple things. Would you like your 17 to mark it 18, Mr. Cohen? There's a sticky 19 note. Why don't you try to wrap it or do 20 something with it? Put it in a piece of 21 paper or tape it to a piece of paper and 22 mark it as 23, Mr. Kraut. We'll list it as 24 Exhibit A. Would you like me to? Page 22 Strello and Associates, Inc. 215, 504, 4622, License and Inspection Review Board INRI. 28,160 James Moody November 8, 2016 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 Mr. Richman, number, Mr. Kraut. Play it so that he can confirm, Mr. Richman, number. I think you and I agree. I think that the portion that's on there is unedited, Mr. Kraut. Right, in this line of questioning, I'm specifically, Mr. Richman, so what I would suggest is, if he wants to give you the thumb drive, that's fine. I think we have a copy on CD we could provide as well. I don't know if we have it here. I can also email it, so one way or the other, Mr. Kraut. We also have the YouTube link, Mr. Richman, one way or the other, you'll have it. That might be the easiest actually. Then you can go on yourselves and watch it at home instead of having to circulate it. We'll provide the YouTube link for each of you, and then you can look at it yourselves. Page 23 Strello and Associates, Inc. 215, 504, 4622, License and Inspection Review Board INRI. 28,160 James Moody November 8, 2016 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 by Mr. Kraut. Q. So moving back to the time on the street where your interaction with Mr. Moody occurred and you confirmed that in the video is accurate. Did you state to Mr. Moody that he had not committed any crime by open carrying a firearm in response to his statement that carrying a gun was not a crime? 24A. Are you asking me to quote word for word off of the video? So 1011 Q12 Incident 13A 14Q. I'm asking for your recollection of that to the best of my knowledge. Yes, sir. So you would agree that carrying a is not a crime? That's correct, sir. During your interaction with Mr. Moody, did he ask you if he was being detained? Yes, sir. Your response to his question was, yes, sir. And why was he being detained? I had to verify if he had a license to carry firearms, sir. He had a gun on his hip. I-15, 16, 17, 18, 19, A20, Q21, A22, Q23, A firearm, AQ. Page 24 Strello and Associates, Inc. 215, 504, 4622, License and Inspection Review Board INRI. 28,160 James Moody November 8, 2016 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 stated that at the beginning, sir. Q. Did Mr. Moody again ask you later on why he was being detained? A. He asked me a half dozen times, sir, so I would say yes to that question. Q. Was your response maybe somewhat different? That perhaps it was because he was jogging with a firearm on his hip? A. Probably trying to make common ground and kind of state it in a way that he would understand better why I need to see his license to carry, to verify his license to carry. I probably stated that, yes, sir. Q. All right. Are you, during your police training, are you made aware of any case law by the Pennsylvania Supreme Court with relation to the open carry firearms in the city of Philadelphia? Mr. Richman, objection. It's a legal argument. It's what he did, whether he knows of cases or not. Chairman, yeah, I guess the issue, sir, in this instance, cross him on his testimony. Page 25 Strello and Associates, Inc. 215, 504, 4622, License and Inspection Review Board INRI. 28,160 James Moody November 8, 2016 1 by Mr. Kraut. 2QOK. Then moving on. I guess during 3 your interaction with Mr. Moody, did you or one of 4 the officers on the scene place Mr. Moody in 5 handcuffs? Page 266789A. Yes, sir. Q. At that point, he was again detained. A. Yes, sir. It was only while we removed his firearm from him, sir. Q. Did you or one of the other officers on 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 so the scene read Mr. Moody Miranda rights. A. No, sir. We didn't ask him any personal questions that I know of while he was in handcuffs. We didn't interrogate him, sir. Q. During the interaction with Mr. Moody.
Na na